Happy Focus Friday. It's another daily live webcast here on YFElive.com. The daily live webcast that happens every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Today, my guest for Focus Friday is Alexis from Miss Trenchcoat and StrangeCharm.com. So excited to have her on. I actually found her through Chris Perillo, and so she's going to be giving us some advice as far as hardware goes and how to get geek chic in 2014, as well as talking a little bit about her YouTube channel, which is always a fun topic as far as young female entrepreneurs go. A lot of us are getting into the video game, so we can always use more advice on that. So my name's Jennifer Donogh. I'm your host for today's daily live webcast. And like I was saying, the topic is Focus Friday, Geek Chic in 2014 with Alexis. Alexis, let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and bring you straight on. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited to be here.
I'm trying to get you on. There you go. So Alexis, tell us a little bit more about, I was mentioning, it's Miss Trenchcoat. Now, what exactly is it that you talk about? We're going to go into this a little bit more in the questions, but what is it that Miss Trenchcoat focuses and StrangeCharm.com focuses on?
Yes, well, Miss Trenchcoat actually, when I started my YouTube channel back in 2009, the norm was pretty much to use a handle. So it's my name of my YouTube channel is Miss Trenchcoat, and that was what the handle that I went by in 2009.
Yes, you've been doing this for a while.
Yeah, so I've been doing it since 2009, but I think that in the last year, really in 2013, I really focused in on it and really saw the opportunity that, hey, I kind of have a business here. If I play my cards right, I can probably, really turn this into something. So I started back in 2009, literally just doing gadget reviews and accessories and things like that. It all started when I was contacted by a company called Spec, who had been reading my blog, which at the time was called The Pink Mac, which was all focused on gadgets and Apple products and things like that. And they offered to send me some tech cases, and I reviewed them for them on my site and, did a giveaway. And it pretty much just kind of naturally evolved from there.
Well, since we're speaking of lifestyle, I want to go into, because I want to make sure that we get this, because this was a big deal. You did a daily vlog every day. That's what a daily vlog is. You did a daily vlog in December, and it's not something that you usually do on your channel, right?
No, it's not. And that was something where my iPhone came in really handy, because I did participate in Vlogmas, which is a series where you vlog every day until Christmas. And it's supposed to be in the spirit of kind of getting you ready for Christmas and getting geared up, because it's an exciting time for a lot of people. And it was something that it was a hard choice for me to have to make, because daily vlogging is a really big commitment. But I kind of carved out for myself, hey, I'm going to use my iPhone and I'm going to use the YouTube Capture app, and it's going to make it easy for me to capture the video and edit it. And I'm going to focus on doing one thing a day instead of following me around everywhere I go, which really isn't feasible, because I do have a true 9-to-5 job that's kind of separate from the internet. So I really don't want to get too much involved with that and putting that on the internet. So it was a way for me to really balance, to do the daily vlogs for Vlogmas, and to kind of create entertainment content without really spending hours videoing and hours editing in front of my computer.
So now with that, are you going to be doing any more daily vlogs, or was it just too much work? I mean, because really what you're doing there is vlogging about, it's replacing your blog essentially, because you were doing haul videos and you were doing some showing people what you were baking in the kitchen. And so is that something that you see yourself doing more of in the new year?
Yes, I mean, one of the reasons I decided to undertake Vlogmas was after I talked to Chris Perillo, and we pretty much got it down in that video that, vlogging is kind of the new thing. It's the way that you can connect most with your audience. So I thought, it's really important for me to try this, and this was a really good chunk of time that I could go ahead and vlog. And I do hope to do some more daily vlogging in the future. I'm not sure if I'm going to do for a month like I did again, or if I'm just going to incorporate vlogging in my YouTube channel, once a week or something like that. That's a little bit more manageable for me, because
Chris
I don't
Perillo
really
does it every day, and that's
absolutely.
And you acquire a following that it's so different from blogs and pictures. I mean, I feel like I know him, and I also live near him, where I see where he goes to Pete's Coffee, and I'm so whenever I go to Whole Foods now, I always check to see if his car is there. It's it's really creepy. I don't know if he knows that, but I think I mentioned it before,
I think you mentioned it to him. I saw your video with him.
I think
I think you mentioned something like that. But I mean, Chris is really unique in that he basically has his whole business run from home with his wife. So you get essentially like a reality show in his house, which he's able to provide because he does work from home. So you get to see him take, trips and go out to get coffee, and you get to see him run to Target and go and get some stuff that he needs and go grocery shopping and, watch them cook and things like that. And you get to see a lot of Diana because of that. So, he has a really unique perspective in his life. He's really lucky in that way that vlogging is easier, I would say, for him to maintain because he lives and works on the internet 24/7.
I mean, that makes sense. Now, is that something that you want to do eventually? How are you monetizing your blog site? And like you were saying, products were sent to you to review. How are you monetizing the vlog and all of that sort of thing?
Yeah, so right now I am, I think since 2010, I've been a YouTube partner, and I am monetized through Google AdSense, which I guess is the default that comes through Google. And like I discussed with Chris in that video, I am looking to try to find sponsors this year. That's something that's new for me that I really need to get into, because if I want to make this a viable business and a career where I can give up my day job and stick to vlogging and blogging full time, those are the types of things I'm going to need. So Google AdSense for now is pretty good. It doesn't help too much on my blog. On my blog, I stick pretty much more to the affiliate sites. Amazon.com has a great affiliate program that anyone can pretty much sign up for. I also use an affiliate site called Skimlinks that goes through my ShopBop widget program that I do with shopbop.com, which is a fashion website. So those are kind of the ways, that
I'm a few people that do ShopBop. I think the Wardrobe Code does it. So you can actually do skimming just kind of like Pinterest does, but you have it for your own personal account. You make money from that?
Yeah, so basically it's a pay-per-click sort of a system. So what happens, I guess, is that Skimlinks is installed into my site, and as I mention products and things like that, Skimlinks, if I were to say like Kate Spade iPhone case, it would highlight it. And so someone who's reading my blog could click on it and be taken to a site where they can then purchase the product or products like it. So as people click on it and purchase from the site, I make money. That's, I guess, a pretty traditional affiliate model.
Well, so one of the things that interested me about your brand was that first of all, you were talking about this on your video with Chris Pirillo, which I'll make sure you guys, I'll link it because it's a very interesting video, and it's like 45 minutes, an hour.
I think it's like an hour and a half, and then we spent like another hour afterwards.
Yeah, but like the hour after that, at a certain point, you started talking about Star Wars, though.
Yes, you're right. So about an hour into it is all you need to watch if you're not interested in Star Wars.
It was a great video. So, but one of the things that you brought up was the dichotomy of you're being a lifestyle vlog. You love lipstick, and I mentioned lipstick because your lips always stand out to me. I'm not a weirdo, but like something about like the pink, I'm like, okay, what color is that? What product is that? I have to go get it. But anyway, so you talk about like lip glosses, but at the same time you talk about like the actual geeky hardware stuff. How have you been able to mix both of those, and what advice would you give to others in being able to incorporate all of their passions into one personal brand?
Well, the good thing about having a personal brand, which is something that I've pretty much learned later on in the game, is that when your brand is yourself, you can go wherever you want. You could do technology, you can do beauty, you can do cooking, you can do home decor, because in a person's life, all of that kind of happens, right? So everyone has to cook for themselves. Everyone has a house they have to decorate. Everyone uses a smartphone or a computer pretty much. So when your personal brand is yourself, and YouTube's making it really easy for you to have a personal brand that is you now, because they're really pushing the model of using your real name. When you have that sort of brand that is just you, it really makes it easy for you to just dip your hand wherever you want. Obviously, a lot of creating a really good following on YouTube or even blogging anywhere on the internet, you really want to be consistent. But as long as you're consistent with the things that you're going to go into different varieties about, like cooking or home or fashion or beauty or technology, as long as you're consistently doing everything, that creates a brand that says you. So it screams your name. It screams Alexis. It screams Jennifer if you do it that way. Well, you pretty much, I started out doing just technology and using, my moniker, my handle, Miss Trenchcoat, I ended up seeing that I was kind of pigeonholing myself because I really started doing just technology and it was hard for me to branch out. So YouTube really did make it a little bit easier when they started going away from, the handles and into people's names and who they are, because then it kind of opened a wide variety that this is Alexis and she does, beauty and fashion and lifestyle and tech. And so that kind of really helps for it to be more about me as opposed to being all about me liking technology.
Funny that you mentioned that, because I've known a few vloggers that had a similar thing where they started with, when they were 17 or something like that, and they have these really weird usernames. And wasn't it like last year that they now changed it so it's focused more on like the actual brand versus the username?
Now that there's that, I guess they're intermingling with the Google Plus and everything, your YouTube automatically has a Google Plus now, and you can choose to have it as a handle or your name. I actually have it right now as, I think if you go on YouTube, it says Alexis, aka Miss Trenchcoat, because Miss Trenchcoat is what's been here since 2009. But I want to make sure that you're tying it all back to me. And then kind of reaching for, I also have this blog that's called, Strange and Charmed, which all of it kind of seems a little bit disorganized, but I'm kind of the thread that's holding it all together.
So Alexis, thank you so much, first of all, for coming today and for all of the advice. You've been very gracious with telling us, what exactly it is that you're doing and how you're doing it. So with that being said, where can people find you online? Your YouTube channel, your blog, Instagram, which I started following you on Instagram, and you have the most beautiful photos. I really love, you're definitely the blogger that takes those really nice stage photos. I'm still not at that point where it makes everything look pretty, but anyway, where can people find you?
People can find me on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Miss Trenchcoat. So at Miss Trenchcoat for all of those. And then my website is www.strangecharmed.com, which you can get to from everywhere. My YouTube, my Instagram, my Twitter, all of them link back to my site.
Awesome. Well, Alexis, thank you so much for joining me. Like I was saying, I thought a lot of great information, and I definitely want to follow up with you again on this at some point to see what it is that you're doing, especially like you said, since your goal is to get out of the 9-to-5 and to really focus on vlogging. It sounds like you really enjoy it, and I wish you the best of luck with it. Thank you so much, Alexis.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, everyone. So you've been watching Alexis, or Miss Trenchcoat, aka StrangeCharm.com. I'm so excited that first of all, it's Friday, it's Focus Friday, and hopefully this gives you a nice foundation to be able to really lay things on top of as we go into 2014. So you've been watching daily live webcast called Jenn Cast. Your host is Jennifer Donogh. You can tweet me at Jennifer Donogh. Make sure that you sign up for YFE's mailing list at yv.me/mailed it. Thank you so much, and hopefully we'll see you back here next week, Monday through Friday, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on yvlive.com.